What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Figure Friday Preview. Now, I had an overwhelming amount of feedback to last week's video with the new format, giving the clues, kind of playing the guessing game. So, I've had more feedback on that than just about anything that I've done, so it's really cool. I want to take a second right here to thank these folks. Yeah, just one. That's okay. But I know more than Frank just watched the video, but I do appreciate the feedback. So if you like this, make sure you actually like it and subscribe and all that fun stuff. But that's not why you're here. This is an exciting Figure Friday preview because this one marks the halfway point for the year. This is number 26 of my Figure Friday previews. Kind of crazy that I've been this consistent with it because, you know, I've said, oh, well, I'm going to be consistent about this stuff. Here I am being consistent. A couple of minute videos once a week. I think it's awesome that I'm kept up with that. Huge shout out to my darling wife, Ashley, for keeping me on top of these things and for sharing. I know she shares it. So, but yeah, let's get to it. 5 facts and see if you can guess who is going to be in Figure Friday tomorrow at 5 on Facebook and Instagram. Clue number 1. First appearance of this character was actually in comic books in 1984. Is that vague enough for you? Okay, so we're still in the 80s. You know, last week we had, who did we have last week? You'd think I would know. I could just look it up. It's in my book right there. I've done so many I can't keep track of them. I feel like an idiot. Last week we had Spikor from the Masters of the Universe, so we're still sticking with the 80s. Kind of go figure, because that's pretty much the era I grew up in. I was this many years old in 1984, so do the math, figure out how old I am now, and you can see I'm just a big kid. Moving on, fact number 2. And this kind of twisted my brain a little bit because I didn't really know this or didn't really remember it. First appearance of the character in 1984, that was fact 1, was in the comics. It was in a comic book by Marvel Comics. So technically, this character is a Marvel. You know, I said I've got Marvel figures, I've got Masters of the Universe, I've got this, and I've got that. So one I typically hold as a separate one is actually kind of falls into the Marvel. It doesn't fit into the MCU, so not it's Marvel, but it's not. And if that's not confusing, I don't know what is. So far we've got first appearance 1984 in Marvel Comics. Number 3 fact about this character. In the comics and the animated TV shows, this character has been in comics, toy lines, TV shows, movies, animated, this, that, and the other thing. Very, very frontline series, I guess you'd call it. Figures, toys, blah, blah, all that. Movies in the 80s. But this character specifically was known as a bodyguard for the commander of a certain group. And I don't want to tell you which group because that would probably just be a dead giveaway. Although, fact 5, I'm looking at it right there. is, I will tell you the universe. I thought that was pretty cool last week. Just, man, universe, Spike-Core. But we're leading up the excitement to it. So, number 4. Although this character started off as a bodyguard, evolved, and this character actually switched sides several times throughout the past ever how many years it's been, 30 some years. 1984 original release was a baddie, bodyguard. 1988, a simple 4 years later, switched and was known as a member of the good guys. Spent 12 years on the good guys side, and then when the whole series was reimagined in 2000, the character switched back to the bad guys. So started off good in 84, 88 switched to bad, and 2000s 88 switched to good, bad, good, bad. That's, gosh, so confusing. But any guesses yet? If you got any guesses, put them down in the comments below. See if you can figure out who it is. But again, don't wait until the wheels spin to see who it is to make your guess. Okay? And that brings us to number 5. Which franchise is this character associated with? Very prominent. Knowing is half the battle. I see you. You just figured it out. This is from the G.I. Joe series. So we've got a G.I. Joe character. First appeared in 1984 in Marvel Comics. Commander's bodyguard. Switched sides to the good guys and then back to the bad guys. Who do you think it is? Let's spin the wheel and find out. Did you guess right? I hope you did. Hope you left your comments down below. And here's our guy. Now this is Storm Shadow. He is a ninja. I didn't want to point that out because that was going to be like way too obvious, I thought. And I don't want to make these too easy on you. This is from the newest series, so I think pretty sure he's back to being a bad guy. They're about 6-inch figures, give or take. Really decent articulation, I think. The joints don't quite move the same as the Marvel Legends, but still a pretty cool posable character. Got his, katana swords, and yeah, his cool little. So I mean, we also know a guy that wears a costume and has katana swords. Yeah, you'll talk to him too. You might be able to beat him in a fight. I don't know. Who would win, Deadpool or Storm Shadow?